Hello and welcome back to another episode of Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. We are your hosts, David and Eli, and we are here to talk about all things Cubs. A lot has happened since we last talked. The CubsCon is this weekend, which is fantastic. A ton going on in Chicago because Sunday night they also have the Bears game, which I don't really care about all that. I mean, I care about it, but not the same way that most of my family does.
The Bears.
Except my wife doesn't like it at all. However, we'll be watching it. But the Cubs have their CubsCon going on. I'll be watching and consuming as much of that as I possibly can. It's a goal that I'm going to set to make sure that I can try and go to my very first CubsCon next year. That's my goal. So hopefully you guys can go with me.
I don't even know what it is, but it sounds fun.
I mean, it's the Cubs convention where they bring all the a lot of different players are there, old players who used to be part of the team, current players. It's just a really cool thing. Some prospects will be there. I think Jackson Wiggins is one of them that's going to be there. Jonathan Long, Ballesteros will be there. Just cool thing, you know what I mean? Definitely. For fans who are big time geeks about it, to geek out. You know what I mean? Probably more up mine and your brother's alley, but I think you'd enjoy it a lot too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
If it's Cubs, yeah.
Dude, your dad would enjoy it too. So it'd be cool if we could all try and go up there. But the Cubs last night held a private event for the 2016 World Championship team, and they're going to be honoring the team throughout most of the year, I would guess, and at the convention. But they had a lot of the players, if not all of them, were there. Joe Madden was there. David Ross, which I thought was really cool, and I think he's supposed to be at the convention too, which is probably going to be very weird for him, I would think. But I think that's really cool too. You know what I mean? Anthony Rizzo, I saw a video today from last night of Anthony Rizzo welcoming all of them back and he said, because I now work for the Cubs again as an ambassador, I am officially welcoming you back. I thought that was pretty cool. But they had current players too, like Bryant, Kyle Schwarber, Aroldis Chapman, some other guys who are still playing. And probably will not. Well, they can't show up to Cubs convention because they're involved with other teams. But I thought it was cool that they could be there together as a team to celebrate that all together. The big news. Last time we talked about, I talked about Bregman some, but Alex Bregman had his first major introductory interview yesterday, and it was pretty cool to hear. I'm more excited about this guy the more I've looked into him, the more I've heard about him. I still have my reservations about how it's going to age, but the Cubs seem to be confident in how he will age and that his productivity won't fall off too much. No way for anybody to guarantee that, but I feel a little bit better having heard that. You know what I mean?
I think he'll do better than what Tucker did for us. I know it wasn't really Tucker's fault.
I don't dispute that. I don't think that he will ever. Well, I don't think he's going to be as good as what Tucker was in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the overall productivity. Kyle Tucker, it was very clear to, I think, everybody, was incredibly uncomfortable being looked at as the man. He was never looked at that way in Houston because there was always Altuve and Bregman and other, you know what I mean? Other players there to do that. And so he was just one of the guys who was really good at baseball. And he's going to be able to do that with his new team, and we'll talk about that here soon as well.
Well, he acts like that, but now he's the second highest paid baseball player.
And whether he likes that or not, or likes this or not, that's going to come with other expectations, no matter what team you're on. I think. And I think it's Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that here soon. But Bregman was number two. He chose the number three because he wants to win his third championship with the Cubs. I thought that was pretty cool. They had asked him if he talked to Nico about number two. He said he never did. He wanted to change to three, and that was the reason behind it. He knew that Nico had to. Didn't want to bother him with that, I guess, um,
Hmm.
and had his own thoughts in his head. And I thought that was pretty cool. This dude, is like a your prototypical like major gym rat. Eats, sleeps, and breathes baseball and his family. And he kept talking about that, how his family is like one, baseball is 1A. And you gotta love that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's not all about trying to make himself better. He's trying to make his teammates better, help his teammates. He already requested a bunch of stuff about his teammates so that he can try and help them, and said he wants it to go two ways. Nico Horner is a guy like that too. Um, I think Ian is a little bit, but not nearly as vocal. So having Nico and Alex Bregman doing that kind of thing, that's going to be huge for guys like Pete Crow Armstrong and guys like Matt Shaw and Moises Ballesteros and Michael Bush. I mean, the Cubs have a lot
And
of really
Saya.
good. And who?
And Saya.
Yeah, Saya's more of a veteran though, and I'm not saying that it won't be helpful for Saya.
Hmm.
I just those four guys are young guys who are still breaking in and learning about Major League Baseball and how to
Hmm.
excel in Major League Baseball. And to an extent, you could say that about Saya. I I don't know that like Saya's another guy who doesn't want to be the man. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know who does want to be the man? PCA.
PCA.
You're damn
And
right he
he's
does.
going to be the man.
And so does Nico. Like Nico doesn't care either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to bother him either way.
He's just there to play ball, win
And
games.
so I think it's going to be kind of a shared the man thing with Bregman, PCA, Nico, maybe even Hap some. Maybe. Maybe he's got to excel a little more to be that guy. But
Yeah.
I digress. Um, I'm really excited about Bregman. Like I said, I still have some reservations, but I think that the guy that the Cubs have gotten is a very professional hitter who makes really good contact, doesn't strike out a ton, and that'll be huge for the team. You know what I mean? Uh, it adds the bat that I still think that Bo Bichette was probably the better offensive player long term, but Bregman is the more complete player for sure. And the leadership that he will bring probably at least balances any offense we're not going to have for as long. You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I making sense with that? With my
Hmm.
thoughts? Alex Bregman last year had a 3.5 WAR, but that was in 114 games. Um, his WRC plus was 125. It's nothing to sneeze at. I'm hoping to get more of a guy kind of in between that 125 and his 22 year was 137. Um, his walk rate went way back up last year. His strikeout rate got higher too, so that's something to watch. But he had a really rough stretch when he came back from injury, and then kind of settled down at the end of the season for the Red Sox. But he helped lead a Red Sox team that wasn't expected to make the playoffs to the playoffs. His teams have made the playoffs every year since 2017. Last year, the Astros missed the playoffs for the first time since 2017,
I
and he wasn't
won't
like.
bring up the cheating scandal.
I understand, like we're not going to talk about all that now.
Right.
Bregman's one of us,
Yeah. Gotta have his back.
but like they did win one of their World Series was after all that.
Right, which was the
So
2018, 2019?
19, the 19 year. He's he's a really good player. I don't think he's a great player, but he's a really good player who I think will, between his offense and his defense, and that's what part of what's great to me is we don't lose anything defensively. I think Matt Shaw, I truly believe Matt Shaw and Nico Horner are both going to be on this team for the year, this coming year. And I think that Matt Shaw will be and should be used as a super utility guy, a la Ben Zobrist, for this year. They need to find him a spot after that, for sure. I don't think that both Seiya Suzuki and Ian Happ come back after this year. I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll afford both of them. And I'm
yeah. I
saying
don't
that
think
because
they will
Cubs
stay, but
can, but
I think that Hap will probably stay, knowing the Cubs.
I think that he'll probably be willing to take less money to stay,
Right.
and so that adds to value. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where I see Seiya, unless he just tanks this year, and I don't think that's going to happen, and we really don't want that to happen. He's probably going to command a $200 million contract. That's my guess, and it's in a not a strong free agent class next year.
Uh huh.
You know what I mean? So he'll be a standout guy, and so I'm excited about this year and next year for sure. I'm a little apprehensive after that, but I feel better having heard what the Cubs think about how he's going to age. Um, Edward Cabrera and his numbers are pretty darn solid. Um, what is my computer doing? All right. They were really pretty solid last year. The biggest concern with this guy is his fastball. He doesn't throw it a ton, but when he does, he gets shelled. I believe after watching the way the Cubs pitchers excelled last year and pitched above their means, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, in Tyler Zombro and that pitching clinic that they have. I love our pitching coach. I love the way that they are setting everything up, the infrastructure. That's the word I was looking for. I love the pitching infrastructure that the Cubs are setting up and the success that they've had recently. So I think that if anybody's going to figure it out, I think we can. The Cubs can. That fastball. He only threw it like 12% of the time last year. But like I said, when he threw it, he got shelled. So, um, Baseball Savant has this little thing, the MLB percentile rankings. His breaking ball run value was 94, which is like not the best in the top 94% percentile in all of baseball. That's pretty freaking amazing. It's pretty awesome. His off-speed run value was 88. His fastball run value was 4.
Oh.
He was only better. His fastball only 4. That's your dad. Only 4% of pitchers had a worse statistics off their fastball than Edward Cabrera last year. So that's a bit concerning. But like I said, I think my guess is they've done their homework and they believe that they can help fix that. If they could just get that to 50 or 40, you know how much better that's going to be improvement, you know what I mean, for this?
Oh yeah.
That would be dramatic. Because this
They can
guy,
use that as a strikeout pitch.
yeah. But, I mean, that's just changeup most of the time right now. He had an ERA of 3.53 with a FIP of 3.83 and a 2.0 WAR with his fastball getting shelled. That's pretty impressive. And 4 is getting shelled. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you have any expectations with him and or Bregman?
No, I won't say my expectations are too high for Edward, but for Bregman, yeah, because he's getting them dollars, which
Yeah,
I mean he honestly does deserve that money, but
based on what he's done,
mm,
for sure.
I think he'll produce well though. I think Bregman will produce well. Same with Cabrera. I mean, not Cabrera, Edward.
It's
Um.
Cabrera, Edward Cabrera.
Oh, okay. I I do like what the coaches did with our pitchers last year. I mean, we had JMO. Nobody thought he'd do great, but
JMO was amazing
yeah, exactly.
with
And
that kick change.
yeah, and then if we can do that with Edward Cabrera, we're going to be set with this whole rotation.
I mean, part of the appeal about Edward Cabrera is he's supposed to be somebody who can be a frontline starter. Is he
Mm-hmm.
right now? No. But if they can get that fastball moved up there in that 50, I mean, or even higher percent, I think that this guy becomes a lockdown. If he can stay healthy,
Cy Young candidate?
I, I don't know that I want to go that high, but yeah, maybe. Like I would view Cade and Justin Steele more in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily for this year for Justin, but partly because he's going to. I mean, nobody knows how long he'll miss. I'm guessing he's going to miss the first 2 full months. I don't expect him back till June, and they have a deep rotation. They don't have to have that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then when he comes in, he pitches 4 or 5 innings every start for the
Right.
first month or two, and he doesn't go over that. And then he continues to show that he's strong and he's ready. He's ready and fresh in August and September when the other guys maybe need a minute. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Justin Steele's going to be as fresh as anybody could possibly be at that point and ready to dominate, hopefully. I personally still would have preferred Sandy Alcantara, but I'm not upset with Edward Cabrera by any means. I'm pretty excited about it. I think that Cabrera probably could be even better, but the could be is the key word there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Who knows? We'll see.
I trust the infrastructure and
Mm-hmm.
what they can do because, like JMO, the improvement with him, Colin Ray. I mean,
Oh yeah,
nobody
I
thought Colin
didn't
Ray was going to
even
be what
mention Colin Ray.
Yeah. Daniel Palencia. Look what they got him to lock in.
Mm-hmm. Just not
And
Ben Brown.
no, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen this year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
I mean, I'm telling you, I think that Ben could end up being one of the high leverage guys at the end of the
I
year.
would love to see the Cubs develop Porter Hodge more. I mean, the dude's what?
Same.
Only 24, 25, right? He is still
Somewhere around
so
there.
young. He
Yeah.
is still so young. And I feel like we can improve him
I think for
so
him,
much more.
it was more about mental.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that
He's
dude's
got to
got some
believe
real
in it.
nasty stuff.
Yes, he does. I think he's got nastier stuff than Palencia. And
Oh,
Palencia's got
yeah.
some nasty stuff.
Yeah. Palencia's got straight heat, though.
Yes.
And he can really switch
That
up
adds to it.
the velocity.
Yep. But Porter's ball moves dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
But so does Cabrera's when he's on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it moves, dude. So I think there's a lot of cool things with those two guys. The next thing I'm going to talk about, we're just going to touch on it a little bit. I don't think anything's going to happen unless the Cubs just get completely overwhelmed for a deal for either Nico Horner or Matt Shaw. The Giants and Yankees are probably interested in either of them. I'm guessing they're more interested in Horner because of the proven capabilities of him. But I think that they're going to have to blow away the Cubs for where the Cubs are like stupid if they pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever team does that is stupid to do that for a guy who only signed for 1 year, in my opinion.
Can't
I
they just
love
like
Nico, but
can't they just like block him? Like on
I
their
mean,
phone, just block him?
they can, but
That'll
they
be
have a
awesome.
job to do. They have a job to do.
Oh.
And their job is to the Cubs and to do the best possible thing for the Cubs in any way.
Hmm.
Now, if they trade him or either of them strictly for prospects, I don't care how big the haul is, and it doesn't help improve the team in the major league level too, that's going to piss me off. Like I said, I don't care how great the prospect haul is.
Hmm.
Because this team is built and ready to win right now.
Now, I think Cubs should try to figure out an offer with Nico right now. Well, a contract offer.
Yes.
And if he doesn't accept it, then I'd be okay with trading him. If they don't,
I'm not okay with trading him unless for something stupid happens and they're not in a playoff race.
gotcha. That's smart too.
And I don't see that happening. And like it, unless they get something that helps the major league team along with a prospect haul.
Hmm.
I don't like the idea at all. I think it's asking for trouble. I believe in Matt Shaw. I think Matt Shaw is going to take a huge step this year. It has nothing to do with Matt Shaw. It's what's best for the length of the team. Man, we don't know who's going to get hurt. Somebody might get hurt. Matt Shaw can step into any spot on the diamond, including shortstop. However, I would say it would be best for him to go to second and Nico to go to short at that point. If something happened to Dansby. But everywhere else, except catcher, I bet Matt Shaw could do that. But Matt Shaw can step in, and I don't think we'd miss a freaking beat, except in center, he's probably not going to be PCA. Nobody is, man.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I think he could play center well enough. The dude is incredibly athletic.
Just got some wheels on him.
He does. And I think he's underappreciated with the defense.
Oh yeah.
And I think he takes huge strides this year with this bat.
I mean, it was heating up towards the end of the season, so I'm excited to see what will happen in spring training even.
Me too. Minor leagues, so they've started releasing the top 10 of each position for prospects this year. The Cubs, they've announced 4 different positions: right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher, catcher, and first base. The Cubs have 1 in 3 of those 4 groupings so far. Jackson Wiggins was the 9th best right-handed pitching prospect in baseball.
Huh.
Going into the year. I thought that was awesome. The dude is stud. And he's only number 2 for the Cubs right now. Now, we're pretty top heavy. I get that. But still. Moises Ballesteros, the 6th best catching prospect. That's exciting. And he's our number 1 prospect now. And Jonathan Long, who in the 2 years that he's been in the Cubs organization has torn it up. 2 years ago, in 24, he had a really good year. And then he blew that out of the water this year. In 25, this past year. The dude is on fire, and if he continues, he's going to force himself up to the big league team.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just flying up the prospect rankings. You know what I mean? He was the 7th best first baseman prospect. And he could play both corner outfield spots. And I think he can play a little bit of third. I don't know that it's like he's pretty suspect defensively.
I feel like Ethan Conrad's going to be the same way.
I think both Ethan Conrad and Kane Kepley could do the same.
I'm excited for Ethan Conrad.
They have a kid, Josiah Hartshorn. I think I just said it right. Who wasn't nearly as touted when he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
But that kid is an outfield prospect as well. That's 3 outfield prospects that they picked in this last draft. And I think he could be something special too. So, we'll see with those guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some minor league signings that the Cubs had and claims. These 5 guys, these 5 guys filled out the rest of the 40-man roster right now. They signed Tyler Ross, Corbin Martin, and Tyler Beede. And then they also claimed Ben Callis and Justin Dean. Ben Callis was with the team before, was waived, and then the White Sox claimed him in September. And then the White Sox just waived him, and the Cubs claimed him back.
What
Um,
position was he?
Callis is an infielder.
It was his second base.
Second base, shortstop, third base, I think. I put him on the 40-man at second behind Triantos. But he can play all those. Justin Dean is an outfielder. Played with the Dodgers last year in AAA. Had good AAA numbers. Not good Major League Baseball numbers at all. It was terrible. I think Justin Dean is kind of in the realm of he can play really good defense. He's more of a 4A player. You know what I mean? And Callis maybe as well. I'm not sure. But I like that they brought him back. These other guys are all like Tyler Bede's he's got some heat with his pitches, but has not been able to put anything together. You know what I mean? So, all guys who could be something eventually. We'll see. But nothing I'm going to hold my breath about right now. But guys who will probably all be at spring training and get some run there. Especially with the Cubs have an inordinate amount of guys who are going to be in the World Baseball Classic this year. And I think a lot of teams are probably going to have a lot of guys because there's a lot of, at least at the beginning, you know what I mean? And we'll go through more of that, like who specifically and how many, as we find out more. But
like, I know Bregman and PCA are, right?
Bregman, PCA are playing for Team USA. Tyone's playing for Team Canada. There's a good amount of these guys who are going to be Shota, Seiya playing for Team Japan, and then there's a lot of guys I think playing for the Dominican.
See, Freddie Freeman's not participating this year for Canada.
Yeah, I did. I saw he stepped out on it. So
yeah, personal reasons. Probably hang out with his family.
PCA's not expected to start now because Byron Buxton is expected to be the starting center fielder now. I was shocked by that.
What the hell? What are we doing? Who's the
Mark DeRosa.
He's
the manager.
Stupid.
He's the Mark. No, man, I love Mark DeRosa. But I don't like that decision if that's what's going to happen. So,
just because he's a vet, probably. Honestly,
Buxton's really good. I just don't think he's as good as PCA.
Absolutely not.
He's probably got a more consistent bat, but I don't know. He's certainly not the same defensively. Sunday Night Baseball is going to be on NBC coming this year, and they came out with some of their schedule, and they're starting to put together a possible roster of analysts and stuff. Anthony Rizzo is one of those guys as a possibility right now. How cool would it be to see him on that?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was pretty cool. 3 guys, 2 of them former Cubs who have signed recently in the past couple days. King Tuck signed for 4 years, $240 million with an opt-out after the first 2 years. The Dodgers are seriously trying to ruin baseball, I think.
They need to add a salary cap.
Their payroll is going to be over $400 million.
For a year.
For next year. It's estimated.
They have 2 of the highest.
That's where it sits right now. Like, it could go higher.
They have 2 of the highest paid players. 2.
They have 8 players who are signed to a $100 million contract or more right now. That's insane. So they have 8 players that have a bigger lifetime or current contract with the Dodgers than what the entire Marlins payroll is expected to be this year.
Who runs the MLB?
Andrew Freed. The MLB?
Mm-hmm.
Rob Manfred. He's the commissioner.
He needs to make some decisions here after this season.
This isn't just Rob Manfred's decisions. This is the collective, baseball. Rob Manfred would love to just unilaterally make a salary cap, buddy. It's the players who are going to fight that.
Jerks.
I mean,
veto.
So do you want me to go in and say you can only make so much money?
Absolutely, because they're hogging it all.
No. You're missing what I said. Would you want me or some other
Oh,
guy who
so
to go in and say
I,
you can only make so much money? Why would the players want that?
as long well, because they're making millions. They're making more than NFL players. Okay,
You're
I
missing the
never thought
point.
I'd
And
see that.
no, they're not.
Baseball players making more than NFL
No,
players.
no, they're not.
Yes, they
And
are.
and NFL players have 53 players on the roster. Baseball has 26.
True.
You're not comparing apples to apples with that. Now, do I think it's ridiculous that a guy who doesn't want to be the face of a franchise is making $60 million a year? Absolutely. That's insane and stupid. And really, Kyle Tucker should be ashamed of himself.
He's not.
No, nor no.
He's laughing with all his
If
money.
you were him, would you be?
No, I would have.
But you
If
don't
I
want to be
was
the
him,
grand.
I would have.
You don't want
I
to be
would
the
have taken
face.
$30 million.
I mean, I thought 40 was fair for what he
I
does.
would take 30. Watch, I'm gonna go to the big leagues and.
You and I would play for free. What are you talking about?
True, I'd pay for a McDonald's meal.
We say that, but we would want paid eventually. Willie Castro signed a 2-year deal with the Rockies. That's the last time I talk about that. Bo Bichette today signed a 3-year, $126 million contract. I'll get it out. With an opt-out after each year with the New York Mets.
Who?
Bo Bichette.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yep.
When did that happen?
Today.
Oh.
And Ranger Suarez signed a deal with the Red Sox. I do not remember what the terms are. I apologize. But I think that's a good signing for the Red Sox. I thought this was a good signing for the Mets. Frankly, I mean, Tucker makes the Dodgers better, but I hate what this does for baseball.
I hope the Cubs kick their butts. I hope every team kicks. I hope that whole team's on a slump. For 10 years.
I hope the same. I don't wish for players to get hurt, but I hope that some of those guys suck. It would serve them all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying part of this is out of jealousy, to be honest.
I think it's because we don't like Jed Hoyer.
I like Jed. I think Jed Hoyer has done a great job this year, this offseason.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, extend the contract of Nico Horner.
Agreed. And hopefully that's on the docket. Hopefully that's something that's announced this weekend. That would be amazing. Wouldn't it? And they generally try. Yeah. I think they try to announce something like that at this. Because it's great press and, you know what I mean? Great publicity. The international free agency opened yesterday for the 2026 season. The Cubs have signed, I think it's now 10 players. Yes, it is. They had $6,679,200 that they could sign players with. Part of what the allotment that they get, players or teams get, is based off of how big their market is. So the Cubs don't get like as much as, say, the Cincinnati Reds do or the Pittsburgh Pirates for this. And it's to help kind of create a better competitive balance overall. You know what I mean? Because the Pirates can't afford to go out and sign Alex Bregman at $175 million. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At least not a bunch of those kind of guys. The Cubs have signed, listen to this, in these 10 players, listen to how many shortstops there are. They signed Yadier Munoz, a shortstop from the Dominican Republic, at $1.2 million. James Martinez, shortstop from Cuba, $900,000. Yanfrey Serrano, outfielder from the Dominican, at $800,000. Eduardo Gonzalez, shortstop from Venezuela, at $800,000. Johan Giraldo, shortstop from the Dominican again, at $600,000. Franiel Almanzar, shortstop from the Dominican, at $600,000. Xavier Cadiz, shortstop / center fielder from Venezuela, terms undisclosed. Luis Tomas, shortstop, Dominican Republic. Kataro Tsunomatsu, outfielder from Japan, and I think I did pretty good there. I hope I did. And Marcos Mateo, another shortstop from the Dominican. That's 8 shortstops, man.
Shortstop. Okay, people who play shortstop are most versatile to
Yes.
every position. That's why.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny. And so I read through some of the prospects and scouting reports. I'm hoping to find out like more of the scouting grades and stuff later on
Mm-hmm.
because those weren't in there. I read through the Baseball America about it. So there's some high hopes for some of these guys. Some of these guys are small, leaner type players that probably have a little bit better chance of sticking at shortstop. A couple of the guys, and I can't remember which one. I want to say Gonzalez. He's bigger and but still has the athletic ability they think to stay at shortstop and hits left-handed. I may be wrong about which guy, but I think it was Gonzalez, and has a chance to have some power with that. A left-handed hitting shortstop.
That's
You don't see
unheard of.
that much, especially one with power. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Tell
Yeah.
Peyton to leave you alone.
No, no. I was thinking of any left-handed shortstops. I was going to say Francisco Lindor, but he's a switch.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I guess this guy is like pure left-handed. I may be wrong about which one it is. I'll have to. We'll talk more about them later. You know what I mean? Because I want to do a prospect show, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of those guys. Before we do the prospect show, I'll send you a whole lot of information so you can uh, know more about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll send you my Baseball America stuff too. But cool. I don't have anything else. Do you, buddy? Anything you're
No.
hoping for? I'm excited to see who's going to be announced. They normally announce Cubs Hall of Fame inductees at this for the weekend, so that'll be cool to find out who that is. I have some guys that I'm hoping are one of them, so we'll see. What?
I was just looking at the frozen picture on it. Looks like my eyes are going that way.
Oh, but all right. You got anything else, buddy?
No.
All right, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy CubsCon, and let's go Cubs.
Go Cubbies.